All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. Jonathan lost in 2015. Only his enemy wants him to contest 2027 election. Adams Oshomole says, now that was Adams Oshomole saying there that Jonathan would lose in 2027 if he contests against Tinubu, and so many other APC chiefs have come out to say the same thing. So apparently APC chiefs are saying that Peter Obi should not contest against Tinubu, Jonathan should not contest against Tinubu, so everybody in Nigeria should not contest against Tinubu. This is clearly panic mode. These people are in panic mode because they know that Tinubu has performed so woefully that he has completely lost the trust of even the few Nigerians that voted him in 2023. Therefore, the manipulation level that he needs in 2027 to continue in office is way higher than what he needed in 2023. If Nigerians can just put in some effort to defend their votes, if Nigerians are committed to getting the APC out of power, it is achievable. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that one coming from the US government, and I am particularly interested in that update because I began predicting these a long time ago. And next is that update showing the very heavy confusion within the National Assembly and Tinubu camp after the Canadian government and the US government made move to begin tackling the issue of genocide, Christian killings in Nigeria. The Tinubu administration, the National Assembly, and all the people connected with the APC are now beginning to see the prospect of appearing before the International Criminal Court when they leave office, because the talks of genocide by the international community is getting bigger and bigger. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video. Now, this is one of the most ridiculous videos you will see this year. After running out of ideas on how to embezzle allocation, Kano state government has now inaugurated a special marshal to stop the stealing of phones in Kano state. Watch this ridiculous video.
With high spirits and renewed morale, the 380 anti-phone snatching marshals marched out of camp on Sunday, marking the end of their intensive training. The program, launched by the Kano state government, aims to tackle phone snatching and related crimes across the state, with a charge from the commandant of the institute, Captain Mohammed Bello, retired.
You saw that. Now, with the level of insecurity in Nigeria, if the governor of a state is inaugurating a special marshal to protect a state from the infiltration of bandits, gunmen and all that, and you are equipping young people of your states and vigilantes to protect your state from intruders, it is something that I will back wholeheartedly. As a matter of fact, I have spoken many times here about states standing up for themselves. But to say that you are inaugurating special marshal to stop the stealing of phones in Kano state, I think that is a joke. What is the work of the Nigerian police? Are we now negating the Nigerian police totally? Because I know that they have the Hisbah police in Kano there. Those ones are doing their job. Now you are inaugurating another marshal. These people are just, quietly pushing the Nigerian police aside. And all these things they are doing, they are not even serious with them. It is all about looking for ways to use that allocation. If you are privy to documents on the amount of money that will be allocated for that marshal, for the inauguration of that marshal, you will shake. They are just looking for avenues to siphon funds. I know Nigerian politicians. This is what we get after subsidy removal. A lot of money was made available to state governors and to lawmakers, and this is what they are doing with the money. This has been the argument from day one, that subsidy removal might be a very good idea, yes, but it has to be done by people who are transparent, by people who have integrity, because the problem of Nigeria has never really been lack of money. The problem has been mismanagement of money. So if you make more money available to corrupt governors, corrupt lawmakers, and a corrupt federal government, the corruption will just become bigger. The people will not feel the impact of that money. And that is exactly what is happening. After 2+ years of subsidy removal, Nigerians cannot feel any impact. They can't feel any positive impact of subsidy removal on their lives. And the situation is not going to get any better. Nigerians have no option. We are left with no other option than to get the APC out of power. That is when we can even begin to think about enjoying the dividends of democracy in Nigeria. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that one coming from the US government, an update that I'm particularly interested in. And next is that update that showcases the confusion within the National Assembly and the entire Tinubu camp as Canadian and US governments have declared that there is genocide going on in Nigeria, that the killing of Christians in Nigeria is enabled by those in power in Nigeria. Let's start by taking that update from the US government. Look at how the papers reported it. Now, I'll just take the headline for this one. Breaking: USA offers to pay migrant teens $2,500 to return to their home countries voluntarily. Now, this is saying instead of deporting you, instead of scrutinizing you to deport you eventually, take $2,500 and return voluntarily to your home country. You know, I have said it times without number that a time might come when all this migration that we do in search of greener pastures in Nigeria today, once a person, struggles, hustles, and then he migrates, he believes that he has left the problem of Nigeria. So let him go on and begin to have a better life outside Nigeria. A time may come when the world will become tired of Nigeria. I know that Nigeria was not mentioned in this update. This is generally many migrants from different countries are going to be affected. But if we are talking about migration in this world today, if Nigeria is not the highest country where citizens migrate, then we will be second. If we are not first, we will be second in the world. Come to Nigeria today, pick 10 young people, 8 will gladly leave this country. This thing is not sustainable. A time will come when the world will begin rejecting people, and Nigerians will be grossly affected. That is what we are seeing here now. The US government willing to pay $2,500 for those things to return to their countries. Go back to your country. We are being suffocated. Our own resources are being suffocated. The other day in Ghana, there was heavy riots against Nigerians. They were sending Nigerians out. In South Africa, they are sending Nigerians out. So why don't we build our own country? Whether you are Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, watching this video, Peter Obi said it the other day. He said we have all it takes. Peter Obi said there is no need for this massive migration. For God's sake, there is no need for this massive migration. There is no need for Nigerians to be humiliated outside Nigeria like this. We have all it takes. For God's sake, Nigerians must put their foot down. We need to change this country. If we get Tinubu out of power in 2027 and we put Peter Obi in that office, I don't know about Jonathan or anybody else. I'm not saying they are not good candidates, but I have to speak for the only person that I trust, which is Peter Obi. Put that man in office, and after 12 months, Nigerians will know what it means to have a leader. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that update showing heavy confusion within the National Assembly and Tinubu camp began making the rounds. This issue of genocide in Nigeria is getting bigger and bigger worldwide, and Nigerian politicians are now in panic mode. Look at how the papers reported it. Breaking: Nigerian Senate moves to counter Christian genocide narrative, says violence, not religious, to engage US lawmakers, others. The Nigerian Senate is set to debate a motion seeking to correct what he describes as dangerous misrepresentations of the country's security challenges as a campaign of Christian genocide. The motion, titled Urgent Need to Correct Misconceptions Regarding the Purported Christian Genocide Narrative in Nigeria and International Communities, was sponsored by Senator Muhammad Ali Ndume and co-sponsored by Senator Sani Musa, Magatakarda Wamako, Ibrahim Bomai, Ahmed Aliyu Wadada, and several others. In the draft motion seen by reporters, Senator Ndume expressed concern over what he described as increasing circulation of misleading narratives in both local and international spaces, alleging a systemic genocide against Christians in Nigeria, while acknowledging the tragic and unacceptable attacks suffered by Christian communities in various parts of the country. Ndume emphasized that violence in Nigeria has affected citizens of all faiths, including Muslims and adherents of other religions. He warned that mischaracterizing the ongoing security crisis in purely religious terms risks inflaming sectarian divisions, distorting international understanding, and undermining national unity. The Senate also expressed worry over recent developments in the United States Congress and Senate, where efforts are reportedly underway to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern (CPC) over alleged religious persecution. The lawmakers warned that such international misperceptions could have serious diplomatic and economic consequences for Nigeria. In its resolutions, the Senate firmly rejected what it described as the blanket characterization of Nigeria's security situation as a Christian genocide. The lawmakers maintained that the country's ongoing conflicts are rooted in a mix of socio-economic, ethnic, criminal, and terrorist factors that transcend religion. Now, look at all the senators that moved this motion. Ndume, Wamako. Just gather all of them and tell me which one is a Christian there. If they say there is genocide against Christians in Nigeria, and some people are moving a motion to say it is not true, and then all of you are Muslims, what are you trying to say? Can you see how dumb these people are? These people are so dumb. The entire Tinubu camp, all the senators that are with him, all of them are dumb. This motion is supposed to be moved. If there are 5 senators moving this, 3 of them should be Christians. That is how you convince these international bodies that it is not Christian genocide. And now they say they want to designate Nigeria as a country of, particular concern, CPC. And we know the implications of all this because the US Senator Ted Cruz said the killings of Christians in Nigeria is enabled by those in power. He said it directly. So, from the Senate to the executives, all of them, federal government, Tinubu, Shetima, all of them are indicted in this whole thing. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here by 6 feet, Abdul Kadri says, then what it is, that is, if it is not genocide, what is it? Ethnic cleansing? The Nigerian Senate has no right to speak for the Fulani bandits. Let Nuhu Ribadu come out from behind the scene to say, because he is being the one going around the country to pay condolences to grieving families on behalf of the Fulanis. Please, Ted Cruz, please note, this is Abdul Kadri here telling Ted Cruz that it is indeed a genocide, that they should not listen to anything that the Nigerian Senate is about to bring, to fall. And this tweet here says, this move is mockery and it pees on the graves of Southern Kaduna, Kwara, Borno, Kogi, Plateau, Benue, and Nasarawa people who have been killed in this genocide. I expect Patrick Anum and all well-meaning senators to oppose this. We need a stop to these killings. He's tagging one of the senators from the regions where Christians are being heavily unalived. And this tweet here says, a senate that is unable to resolve a sexual abuse complaint, you will just disgrace yourself even more. There is nothing religious about bringing attention to the genocide of Christians. If you have no solution to it, leave those that are drawing attention to it. This guy here is saying if Christians are being killed, don't make any thing religious about it. If you don't have a solution to it, allow those who have identified it and who have a solution to it to try to solve the problem. So this is the biggest problem these politicians are going to have, from Tinubu down to the Nigerian Senate. The biggest problem they are going to have on this matter is that Nigerians right in Nigeria here are saying it is genocide. And these people are going to listen to the citizens. This is not Nigerian Supreme Court or INEC. This is a place where the voices of the citizens will be respected. I know all of us like to say that nothing might happen at the end of the day, but the truth is that Nigerian politicians, especially those in office right now, the APC members in office, Tinubu, Shetima, Akpabio, Abbas, Ndume, all of them, are seeing the prospects of this thing taking them to the international court. Because if these top countries have established that there is genocide going on, and just as Senator Ted Cruz said, that genocide is being enabled and supported by those in power in Nigeria, then there is no way they will not be tried. Anyhow it is going to end. I hope it does not end well for all the APC members. I have never wished them well, and I will never wish them well, because they too don't wish me well. Anything that will bring about the end of the APC for Nigerians to gain their freedom is what I ultimately support. Anyway, make I leave am here, make I still enter town, make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una na I dey here. So don't go away, don't go away.